a riser system for our Creality K2 Plus, so we'll kind of go over some of this. And currently we're doing a couple more pieces here, and we got a couple more hours to go. There it is, the beautiful sections with the gyroid, and seems to be a lot better as far as stability goes. Having them orientated straight up and down instead of crossways. And so yeah, that's coming out pretty good. Did the full calibration, and it ended up, it's pretty good there. I think what I'm going to end up doing is getting the got to get some better lighting in there. Just really, the lighting is dismal, unfortunately. But this is basically it here. And so we've got this top portion that is going to go together, and the CFS system is going to sit on top of that. And then we have the frame itself that is going to go around this thing. So it already has the back piece is set on there like that. And it's got this little like tongue and groove thing going on there. It'll need some bolts. So yeah, hoping this works out real well. And this also comes with like a little side tray that'll hook onto the side, and then those are connected like that. So you got a little bit of a tray that'll hang over the side like this. Not that I need a tray, but yeah, I figured I'd print it out. The other thing I like about this is that this will raise the glass up approximately an inch. Maybe, what is that, maybe 3/4 of an inch or something like that. I've got a tape measure, so let's check and see what that actually is. But I think this is going to be enough. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of an inch. And that'll raise that glass up enough, because as it is, as you can see, that Bowden tube it keeps scratching on the glass. And then that bends, you can see the Bowden tube is kind of leaned over, and that puts strain on that connector. And I printed another piece on there to help mitigate that, but the riser system is definitely something that I think is necessary. And with that being said, Creality, I think you need to take that into consideration whenever you build another machine. I would pay a few more dollars if you raise this up like another inch so that you have enough clearance. And it's not like they haven't experienced this problem before with their previous printers, and I know people have talked about that as well. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. And other companies, you need to raise that up at least another inch so you get good clearance, and it prolongs the life of the printer, and it makes your customers happy. With that, yeah, I'm doing some PETG, so that's what we're printing with now. Got 7% relative humidity, thank you to the additional desiccant and the filament dryer that we got, the Space by 2 or Space or Pi Space Pi, whatever the hell that is, that can do 2 spools. And I ended up printing off a 2-in-1 connector adapter, so that way I could print from there. But there are some problems, because like with this, let's just take a look at, no, that's not what we want. What do I want? Let's just go to, so filament. When we go into this, this is interesting because on the machine you have a spool holder and then you have your CFS, but on Creality Print you don't have this option, which is, I'm not sure why that's not on the software program on the computer. If somebody knows where that is on the computer program, let me know, because I can't find it to save my life. So yeah, even though I can slice and do all the things on Creality Print, and I can select filament from the CFS. I don't have a selection for the spool holder on the side, which could be your dryer that you feed and have it go directly into your machine. So that's what we got going on. But the fit and finish of this is pretty good. Just using, I didn't do any calibration for the PET G, the Creality PET G, and you can see came out pretty good. That's the frosted plate end. That's the top end. It came out pretty good. And again, got some pretty good results on that. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with what we got on this. And nice. And of course, black is going to bring out every single little imperfection, but I mean, that turned out really good as far as the print. Got a little bit of line from the supports, but that's on the bottom. But overall, it did really, really well. So yeah, definitely looking good. So this is going to be good. I think this is going to be good. The only thing that I had is that the pieces didn't marry up, so I had to do some sanding with like a Dremel rotary tool to get the pieces to fit. So for like example, yeah, this piece here is supposed to go into here. And as you can see, of course now it fits, but I had to do, and it's still kind of tight, but I had to do some sanding and drilling and dremeling and stuff like that to get that to fit. So yeah, we got that going on. But other than that, yeah, pretty good. Total number of hours, I actually have those numbers. So let's go take a look-see. And I'll tell you about those. Fun stuff. Sorry about that. I know you're probably like seasick. Seriously? Really? 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 Okay, there we go. It ends up that for that whole system that I was doing, that, and we'll take a look at it. But the whole system and in that CFS riser system, it ends up that I had 3 parts on one plate. So it ends up like the front frame and then those 2 smaller pieces. That was one plate. That was 6.5 hours, 196 grams of filament, and it was like 64.49 meters. For the second plate, we had 3 big pieces and printed those on one plate. That was 6.27 hours, a total of 231 grams, 77.64 meters. The third plate that I ended up doing was one individual part. That was kind of that piece that was, let me show you here, was that big piece there. And that ended up being, what was it, 4.3 hours with 191 grams and 64.07 meters of filament. And then the very last plate was 5.6 hours, 173 grams, and 58.15 meters. So even though that took a little bit longer, and I think one of them I made a mistake on, I changed one of them to rectilinear, infill at 25% rather than the gyroid, which I normally used. So I wanted to try that out and to see, because with the gyroid, I was getting a lot of movement in the machine because it was so aggressive, and the rectilinear ended up, I wasn't getting as much. I was still getting some good movement in there, but I don't think as much as the gyroid. But then that also comes into play on how you orientate your figure or your model on your print plate. So I want to show you what I'm talking about with that, because that comes into play as well. So like for example, on this plate here, when we take a look at this, the way this was diagonally on the plate, and then there was a lot of movement going like this way, back and forth, really rocked the machine. And that's just the nature of the beast, because this piece and this piece, they had to be put diagonally. But with the smaller pieces, like with this one here, when they're orientated in this manner, there wasn't as much aggressive movement on the machine as the print head was going back and forth and doing the gyroid and stuff like that. I mean, it was still pretty rough, but it wasn't as bad. So I appreciate that. The other thing I don't, there are some problems that okay, well now the spool holder comes up. So this is odd. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So I just noticed this, and maybe it's just me because I'm stupid, so there's a huge possibility that's the case. So we got our Creality print thing, and this is under the device tab, and there is the spool holder. So I can go through and I can set, well, that just shows what that is. So how do I go about changing that? And it's not doing anything. And for some reason, this program, Creality Print, when you choose your device, and then like here it says that it's printing, but it locks up. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this. So there's times, and it just kind of does that whole thing. Yeah, application not responding. So you got to force quit. Damn it, seriously. Yeah, we don't want to do that. I'm watching Legal Mindset. I'm doing some Johnny Somali stuff. So let's go back here to device. We'll scan. And the other thing I don't understand is, why do I have to keep going back and scanning? Why can't it automatically see and it doesn't even pop up? Let's try it again. Yeah. I just, and I don't know what the deal is. But let's say, for example, let's say we're going to do a file. Let's just do a test model. We'll just throw a Benchy on there. Boom. We've got Mr. Benchy. And if I wanted to print that, and I go over to my settings over here, and I could change it to, whatever's in the CFS system, but I don't have the option to do the side spool. And of course, nothing's going to come up, because if you try to sync this, there's no CFS found. So you have to go to the device. You have to scan to add. There it is. So now it pops up, and we look at the details, and the camera doesn't pop up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So now we've got it. So that's good. It's good when it works. And now we've got the spool holder. So the spool holder pops up, and if I click this because I want to adjust this, there's no way to adjust that. I mean, that's it. That's all you get. It just shows what's there, but I don't even know how to do that. Select a slot and click feed. Of course, I'm not going to feed that because it's in the middle of the print. So, but if I go back to the main page and I go up here, there's not an option for the side spool. And so even if well, now I can resync this. So I'll click this, I'll hit resync, and now it's properly. And now it's got this on the fifth one, because I thought if I add that, maybe that's the side spool holder. But no, this is just it's acting as if I have another CFS, which I don't. So if I get rid of that, and there are some other settings, which is just a filament setting thing. That's the sync, that's delete, that's add, flushing volumes, I'm not even gonna touch that. Yeah, so, and even if I select the item and I go here, I click on this only gives me the options for the CFS system. So it doesn't give me the option to print off the side spool. So like I said, I need help in this regard. So if anybody knows what's going on, because here there's a spool holder and it's set to PETG, but now I can't, I don't know, detection on insertion, startup, automatic feeding. Yes, we've got that. Auto, I'm assuming that's auto from one spool to another. Guide, feed, retract. I'm not going to touch any of that. But yeah, how do you designate that? And I'm not sure why that is designated as PETG, unless it was what I added here, which now it's gone. So if I resync this, that should go away when we go to device, and it doesn't. And you can't adjust it here in the program with this. So yeah, I'm kind of at a loss at why that would be, but I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. But if it's here, like I can end up, I can let's see, say for example, so over here I could turn the model fan off, I could turn the side fans, the light switches, I could change the print speed that's up here. I could set it to like 125, like you can on the machine, but the machine only gives you a couple of options, like silent, 50%, 100, and like 125%. But here you can adjust the speed to whatever you want, I think. I'm not sure if it actually does it. So yeah, some interesting problems in situations with Creality Print that needs to get addressed. Other than that, like I said, I get some freezing up from time to time, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, there's still some other problems with that we end up seeing. And again, with the side spool thing, let's see if we can take a look and I'll show you. Ding, sorry. So the side spool holder, and if I click that, but now I can adjust this to whatever I want. You know, I can name it, I can pick the type of, material, the name of the material, I can even adjust the color, nozzle temp, pressure advance, all of that. I can do all that. I'm not going to press reset, but I'm assuming that will reset everything. That'll go back, and I think I could. I'm not even going to do that while this printing. I'm not going to change anything. But yeah, even here, I don't understand. If you could do it here on the little tiny display, why can't you do it on the Creality print program itself? That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, Creality needs to get their collective stuff together. But other than that, it's working pretty good. And again, with the PETG from Creality, I just used the default, and I did the full calibration before the print, and those are the numbers that we're getting right now. On some of the other parts, I had to change the nozzle to 260, and I started getting better results. But after I recalibrated everything and I started running this, the calibration that it does on the side there, and then it analyzes those things there, yeah, no problems. So yeah, it's working pretty good, pretty good. And especially with the dryer, the filament dryer works well. Again, I do want to try to do the filament dryer and actually use that as a side spool and see how that works, because I haven't tested that out yet. So maybe I'll do another print and we'll give that a quick little test and see how that goes. So anyway, yeah, definitely need a riser system with the K2 Plus. That is something that I think they need to change. But other than that, it ends up being pretty good. So we're going to finish printing this out in a couple more hours, put the riser system on, and then the other things that I want to end up printing. Oh, by the way, we finished our cabinet, so that's where my resin printer is at. And we're going to be taking a look at an option on how you can change your FEP in 30 seconds. That's going to be coming up, talking with some people about that, a new system that came up. But this is pretty cool. You've got the power and you've got a fan, and watch the light. Is that an awesome light? That is an awesome light. That's the type of light that should be inside the K2 Plus, but it's not. Yeah, so I'm probably going to get an upgrade kit for the K2 Plus to get some more lights in there. And I think there was a guy that was selling a little aftermarket kit that he had made, LED light bar, so it lights it up like that did, like the cabinet there. So, yeah. So that's it. That's what we got. Having some fun and enjoying it. And then also going to be doing, I think I'm going to be doing, I've got a review of a product, which I think I might as well just kind of show you. Of that right there, which is a 64-bit live stream, I guess, subscriber view count type of thing. But it also will do weather, it will do art, it will do a number of gadgets and stuff. It's hooked up to our home internet, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, just kind of, I'm going to do a review on that. And then eventually, I just got this War Paint Air Mega Set in. So since we're doing some more airbrush stuff, we're going to add that to our repertoire of some fun stuff of painting miniatures. And as you can see, I've got a number of miniatures that I need to paint. And yeah, you can see, even just primed, we got some pretty cool stuff on the table there. So yeah, a lot of stuff that I need to paint. It is a lot. As if I didn't have more stuff over here to paint as well. That whole space there, that one there, these here. So I've got all these guys to do. I've got all these guys to do. And this is another, got the big giant dude here. That's going to be cool to print or to paint. Just the details on that are killer. So I'm looking forward to that. But then again, if I've got these guys here. So I got that monster, that guy there. This guy came from one page rules. These are the little guys, or the bigger guys that I had on the table. And I think priming these up, I definitely got to prime them up. And those will rock. And then I got another big guy there that I need to print, or paint. Definitely got some good stuff. I got a dragon over here that I need to do. I've got, just printed this one out. She looks pretty good. And the details on that. So I just need to take some time and end up doing some priming and painting. And yeah, and then the Hulk. I think that's my favorite one that I did because that was mainly airbrushed. So the Hulk came out pretty damn good. As you can see there. Yeah, pretty proud of that. Beginner's luck type of thing. So, yeah. So that's what we got going on. Fun stuff. So with that being said, yeah, a lot of different stuff going on with printing and painting and all of that. But I just want to do a video and highlight all of that stuff. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that to get momentum with this. And we'll do some more stuff on FDM printing. We'll do some stuff on models and resin printing, painting. I know I'm behind on that. Got the review on that 64-bit gadget picture thingy that's going on. And then, yeah, I have some other videos about Korea, being an expat in Korea. So with that being said, I'll let you all go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace. Yeah, good stuff.